Bonjour. I hope everyone is good. This is a little Christmas video from me. A little bit like Sesame Street. This video is the letter C. The letter C. C for Christmas. Christmas begins with a C. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's good though. I have made some miso soup with noodles and tofu and lentils and kale. It's not gonna. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. Oh, you can see the top of it. Can you see it properly before it dribbles on me? It dribbled on me. I'll tell you what I do. I'll just turn the camera. That's really easy. Watch this. Can you get? Is that gonna come out? There we go. There we go. You get to see what I'm going to eat. It's a bit hot at the moment, so I thought I'd make the video in the meantime. And is that focused? That is focused. So yeah, this is a Christmas video from me. Just going to do a quick meditation. This one's going to be a 5-second one. Just a little bit of breathing, calm myself down a little bit. There we go. So Christmas begins with a C, like Sesame Street, but a blue one. And there's loads of C's that have come up for me in the last couple of days. And that is, I was like, what am I going to do at Christmas? And I was like, watch one of my favorite films. And so I was like, there's Carnage, there's Christspiracy, and there's Game Changers. All of them have a C in the title. So I was like, And then choosing them all was also a C. So choosing a C. And I think I'm going to watch Game Changers. I'll watch it. I've watched it a couple of times, but watch it from a new perspective, watch it again. Maybe sometimes when you rewatch films, I find that I pick up on little details that weren't there before. And yes, I'm going to do that. On top of that, Christmas is a bit of a crazy time. See, again, crazy time because there's consumerism, there is expectation, there is stress, there is hype, there is Christianity. Not that I have anything against Christianity, but it's sort of pushed to us at this time of year. All those things are. And sometimes it's good just to be aware of it, to be aware of the consumerism, to be aware of the stress that might happen or might not happen, but it can happen. And so I hadn't done any food shopping, and I was like, the shops won't be open for a couple of days, so I'll get some bits in. And I saw some food for it was like a bag of potatoes for 15p. And I was like, wow, 15p, that's really cheap. And then I was thinking, there's enough food in the world to feed all humans. So no humans have to go without food. And that sounds really obvious, but actually there's not a need for food problem. There's a greed problem. And I'm not the first person, not obviously, but this information, I didn't just come up with it. It got planted in my brain maybe 20 years ago. I watched something. But it's like a no-brainer, isn't it? It's a no-brainer that people like food. There's enough for all of us. Let's just share the food out. And C for Christmas is a time of time of year when we can buy, and people do buy more than they more than they need. And so I sometimes use it as a time of like reflection. I suppose that's what this video is a time of reflection of like what's going on, like what seas are happening. Another sea, obviously, like I've heard somebody's written a book recently, pretty good one. Yeah, I gave it a read. It's pretty good. It's called "Can I Milk That Dog?" Free download. The author, if you want to know anything about the book, the author will be happy to answer all your questions. The author is like, he's funny, humble, humble, clever. See, he is clever as well. But yeah, this is. I've got this T-shirt actually. It's quite interesting. I don't know if it'll come out, but so it's like vegan, compassion, which begins with a C, non-violence for the people, for the planet, for the animals, and then there's a veganvideo.org, and let me try and remember their website, veganshirt.com, and their website, they've got loads of other projects that are, it's like I was reading it earlier, I can't remember exactly every single word. It's like a non-violence project, and lots of really positive things happening, and actual projects that they're doing. But this T-shirt to me is like a reminder of why I choose to not eat all animals, and why I moved away from just loving dogs and cats the most, and rhinos and tuna. I remember being really passionate about getting people to there's like whaling and dolphin things that happen in the Faroe Islands. It's like a festival every year where they kill lots of animals, and I was like, oh, this is horrible, this is crazy, this is like savage, this is like inhumane to do this to those certain types of animals, whales and dolphins. And then like that day I could have been eating a tuna sandwich. Like the disconnect was like, I was really passionate about getting people to sign this petition, but then I was literally eating another breed of fish at the same time. It's kind of like protesting against racism, but then being racist to people who come from Asia, like the rest of the world, like anyone from Africa, or like anyone from South America, North America. Don't be racist to them, but be racist to people from Asia. It's like this selective prejudice. I think that's prejudice might be the right word, but hopefully you understand what I mean. And the beauty of life is that you can be consistent. Another C, slipping it in there. You can be consistent, and you can carry through your compassion to all animals. And I suppose that's quite a cool link, actually. I've gone from Christmas to compassion. And in reflection, this is quite interesting. I stopped eating animals, and definitely went vegan just before Christmas, because I think it's weird that we have these corpses begins with a C, these corpses on our plates, time of love, compassion, and like get together and like be nice to everyone, and then eat tortured corpses blindly. It didn't make any sense. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that was like 14 years ago, and I was like, right, I'm gonna go vegan. And it's coming up for Christmas. It kind of like it hit two things. It was like, this is the perfect time to give up eating corpses. The time of year when people eat the most corpses, and secretions and cheese, which begins with a C, cow cheese, CC, cow cheeses. Cow's cheese with an apostrophe because it used to belong to the cow. It's a perfect time to give up my addiction to animal products because of the cruelty and because of the vast cruelty on a mass scale that happens to animals around this time of year. And yeah, it's kind of like, well, and you know, which part of the year am I going to be involved? Am I going to contribute the most to the suffering and cruelty to others? And for me, everyone's different, but like for me, it was around Christmas. I would eat a lot of corpses, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to boycott that. And here I am. Here I am making a video while eating some tofu noodles. It is really good. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm. I probably took too much, ate that too much then. But the beauty of like 2024 and 2025 is that we have choice. We have a choice. Um, I could have gone to the shop and bought some chicken. Chicken begins with a C. A chicken corpse, and put it into a stew. Or I could have put it in the oven and then made it crispy. That begins with a C as well. But I chose not to. It's not really a choice anymore. It made me feel a bit sick actually. I saw these body parts in the supermarket when I was getting some potatoes. I did feel it. It was really weird that we have these body parts, rotting, decaying flesh, wrapped in plastic, dismembered bits of dogs and cats. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong thing then, didn't I? Yeah, it wasn't dogs and cats. Who cares? It was just pigs. Slices of bacon, all like it's really weird. Yeah, it made me sad. I didn't really want to be there because the cruelty is all around us. The corpses all around us. But I could make this into a really depressing video. I mean, killing animals is depressing. Gas chambers are depressing. But we have choice. There is a choice. This is so good. We have a choice to choose something else. I'm aware that my eyes are all over the place with this because I'm looking at the center of the screen, not directly into the camera lens, but hopefully it comes out good. You don't even have to watch what I'm saying. Sometimes you could just listen to it because I'm not really making a video so you can look at me. I'm making a video so that people can make some connections about Christmas and about cruelty and about change, because change happens on an individual level, and I don't want people to be a part of the cruelty. The same as people don't want dogs and cats to be hurt, and we just have to extend that compassion to all animals. And yeah, maybe I will leave it there. what I'm going to do is I'm just going to meditate and leave a little bit of silence. So for anybody who's made it this far, can just contemplate the cruelty and compassion, and if they're a part of a system, if they are funding, if they, on a daily basis, if they're consuming cruelty, and if it was a dog or a cat, or if there's, you open your fridge and there's a dog like wrapped in plastic, skinned alive, probably been put in a gas chamber, chopped up. But actually, it's not a dog, it's just a pig or a cat or a fish or a duck or a turkey or whatever. What if it was a dog? And actually, you don't have to be a part of that kind of very cruel, violent system, and you can change. And it starts with you. So, a little bit of silence, while whoever is still here gets to contemplate what their actions, if how many animals have you eaten this year, how many, how many, what constructive changes can you make that will take out animals. And you can always message Berty, because he'll try and help you with, in whatever way, to eat less corpses, because that's what it is. I'm not here to pander to, oh, don't call it nasty words. Well, I just tell it how it is, because it is a corpse, and if you don't like it, stop eating it. The words are not as bad as the gas chambers. Seafood gas chamber. If you're listening to this, you're an adult, and you need to just label what you're eating the way it is. Corpses and secretions, stolen secretions. And do I want to try and make this positive? It is what it is. It's not. I'm not going to put a positive spin on it. People can change if they want to, and they should. And I want them to. But ultimately, the feeling guilty about paying other people to kill animals, and the suffering that is on our hands, is our individual guilt, and hopefully people can address that guilt by just eating something else. There's loads of options. Right. A few seconds to contemplate how many animals we've killed this year and paid to be killed, and how many we've eaten, and whether we like the idea of artificial insemination, separated families. Most animals are killed as babies, and gas chambers. How do we really feel about that as individuals? So, change begins with you, and compassion begins with you. Have a lovely day, and see you in the future. Peace!